Good evening, everybody. This is John, the SeaMonkey dude, and a few people have asked me to do a tank update, just to go over all of my active SeaMonkey colonies and what tanks they're in and what we've got going on. So I guess we're gonna do that. If you've watched some of my older videos, you know that at one point we had over 20 colonies going. I don't have that many right now. So you may have remembered that a couple months ago we lost power here, and my really large SeaMonkey colony and the big aquarium all died because we lost heat to my house, and yeah, there's videos on it. You can go look. Wasn't good. So we used some of my other SeaMonkey colonies that survived to sort of repopulate that one. So we don't have 20. I didn't even know how many we had until about 2 minutes ago. I went and counted. We've got 15. That's still a lot. So some of them are newer. Some of these have been going for a long time. But I figured we'd just sort of go through the list and show them off. So I'll show you guys what we've got right now. All right, we'll start down here with the mini worlds. This is probably my favorite mini world. This is the SeaMonkey's Moon mini world. We've got, I don't know, half a dozen adult SeaMonkeys in here. Roughly. There's one right down there at the bottom, a few of them down there. And this tank has always thrived for me. So hopefully this colony will grow. I don't see too many babies in here right now, but I see some pregnant females, and it looks like there's a mating pair in the back there, behind that alien, I think. They're hiding. They're being shy while they're doing their thing. But that's all right. So hopefully we'll have babies in here, and these guys will continue to do well. You can see lots of algae in here. She's down there eating the algae right now. Look at that. Yeah. So I love this tank. Hopefully we'll continue to see it do well. All right, this one. I've got a lot of algae on the wall there, so I need to scrape that off. I should have done that before this video. Oh well. Sorry, guys. But this is the Hang 10, the beach mini world. Look at all these SeaMonkeys at the top. Look at them. They're all up there eating or something. There's some down there. All right, well, you guys can sort of see them. We've got, I think, a little bit more in this tank than we do in the Moon mini world. And they seem to be doing all right. Not tons of babies. I know there's a few in here, though. I've seen them. All right, this one has less than the other two mini worlds. Not really sure why, but it does. That's all right. The adults in here seem to be doing all right. This is the SeaMonkeys in the city. Okay. Let's look at this one. This is the SeaMonkey Super Set. This isn't available anymore. I bought it last year. It's from Australia. I made a video about a month ago where there was like hundreds of babies in here. I think some of you guys saw that. This is that same colony. Usually when there's that many babies in a small, environment like this, a lot of them don't survive. And sadly, that was the case. I'm not sure why we had so many babies. There was a ton. But, yeah, we've got probably a dozen, maybe 15, adults in here. Lots mating. You can see that there are a few small babies in here, which, can be the offspring from these guys, or maybe they were dormant eggs that didn't hatch right away, or maybe they're eggs that were mixed in with the food, that sort of thing. Not really sure. But the ones that are in here are all doing well. Oh, look at that. There's 3 of them right there. They're having fun, huh? Look at the poop tail on this guy. Holy cow. Yep. I didn't even feed them today. Wow. It's Saturday night for anyone that cares, and I feed them on Mondays and Fridays. So, anyways, I like this. I like the glass containers. I think they tend to do really well. So, these guys are doing pretty good. The herd has been thinned. And that was just nature doing her thing, I think. So we don't have, hundreds and hundreds of them in here, but the ones that are in here seem to be doing really well. They seem healthy and happy. Behind there, we've got this one, which is one of my favorites. I know a lot of people like this. This is the Big Show movie theater tank. And we probably got about a dozen adults in here or so. One thing I don't like about this tank is if they go at the bottom of the tank, sort of below that red plastic there, you can't see them unless you turn the tank backwards. So when they go down there, I don't know what they're doing, you know. So there could be a lot more down there that we can't even see right now. Hopefully it's coming through on the video, but there's a lot of babies in this tank too. So someone in here had babies this week. I don't know which one. But yeah, someone had babies. We got a bunch of babies in there. Hopefully they'll continue to do well. You can see we got decent algae growth in here. There's a lot more on the front of the tank. And I scraped some off with a little scraper thing. What do you call it? Like a little silicone spatula, right? So yeah, they're doing well. All right, let's look at these two. These two are similar. So these are the one on the right they called Seafire. The one on the left was called Ocean of Wonder, I think. Go look at one of my recent videos. I did an unboxing of that one on the left. And I said, hey, I'm going to start this tank this week and show you how the sea monkeys are doing. Well, that's what I did. These sea monkeys are less than a week old, I believe. I think I started them at the beginning of this week. And they seem to be doing really well. I'm talking about the one on the left there. Yeah, so no adults in there yet because I just started this colony. And this is that interesting tank that's got all the different, magnifiers on it in the front and back. Pretty cool. Like the Mountain Dew looking color too. This is a more established colony. We don't have a whole lot of adults in here. There's maybe like 2 or 3 is all. I see one at the top. But we got a bunch of babies. They had babies in here this week too. So this must have been, hey, let's have babies week for sea monkeys. Because I had probably 3 tanks that had a bunch of babies this week. Alright, I see at least 2 adult females in here right now. One at the bottom, one on the left towards the middle. And a bunch of babies. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some more adults in here. You guys have all seen this one. This is my favorite. This is the SeaMonkey Executive Super Size Suite. I call it SMES. I've always got a ton in here. This one is done really well. Always lots of algae growth. I mean, good and bad things with that, right? It's good for the sea monkeys. They eat it. It helps aerate the water. It produces oxygen. That's all good. It's not pretty, though. Some people, want their tanks to look really pretty. And I think most people will probably agree algae does not help with that. And there's a ton of gunk on the bottom of this one, just because it's been going for so long. I'm going to take the lid off and see if I can show you guys, see if it'll focus in. I haven't done this in a video yet. See all that green at the bottom? I call it gunk. It's algae, excess food, shed skeletons, poop, dust, just all the gunk that accumulates. And it's nothing bad, it's just what happens, right? There's so much down there. And with this tank, you'll probably remember a couple months ago, I took all the adult sea monkeys out of it and put them in a different tank. And I stirred up all that gunk at the bottom. And we had tons of babies that hatched after that, just from stirring up the eggs and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people know, if you dry out, a sea monkey tank and then add water again, there's a lot of eggs that might hatch that didn't hatch the first time they got wet. Well, I've noticed just from stirring them up really good, that can help them hatch too without drying them out. So that's what we did. We've got babies in here too. Let's see if you can see them. I see a few of them. It's hard to focus when you get so many sea monkeys. But yeah, we got lots of adults, lots of babies in this tank too. Someone had babies in here this week. So all this whole back row, they all have babies. Interesting. They're all closest to the light. I wonder if that has to do with anything. Probably just a coincidence. But yeah, all 4 of those tanks had babies this week. Let's look at some others. This one, again, I need to scrape some of that algae off. I don't mind it too bad, but when it gets really bad, it's hard to see, and I should probably do that before making a video. Or, hey, maybe you want to see, hey, I've got algae growth. Take a look. So this is, what's it called? Ocean Treasure. And we've got, 10 or 12 adult sea monkeys in here. Haven't seen any babies recently in this tank. Haven't spent a whole lot of time staring at it either, though. Maybe there's some in there. So, cool tank. It's really wide, really narrow. Look at that. So you got a lot of surface area, I guess, for viewing. pretty neat. I made a couple videos recently on this. This is the SeaMonkey Bundle Set, or also known as Ocean Adventure. So this is the new one that I got from Ward's a few weeks ago. And I started this tank using the packets that it came with. And look at that. They're doing well. That's pretty cool, right? So if you remember, this one originally was sold in Asia, and it came with one set of packets, as most SeaMonkey tanks do. But the capacity of this container is over twice what an average SeaMonkey tank is. So the salinity was never right, and if you follow the directions on the original set, your SeaMonkeys weren't going to live long because the water basically just wasn't salty enough. But with two packets in there, and I filled the water a little bit below the fill line. I filled it to the top of that magnifier, which is probably just like 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces less than the fill line. The fill line is 28 ounces on this, which still seemed like a lot. So, but they're doing well. I'm glad that they figured that out, right? So these guys are just, a couple weeks old is all. I don't know, their birthday. You can go back and look at the video I made, after that. So, pretty cool. Now this is hard to see. Don't have light back there. All right, let's see if we turn this light on, see if that helps. This is the other Ocean Adventure tank. There we go. Look at these guys. Ooh, they look cool. So this is the one that I got over a year ago. Came from Singapore at Toys R Us there when they had them on clearance, and I think the price and whatever the Singapore money was, it equaled like $5 US, and I paid a whole lot more than that to have it shipped here. But I'm very thankful to the people in this SeaMonkey community because they helped me get this, right? So one of our friends over there saw this, knew I would like it, and said, "Hey, do you want it?" And I'll ship it to you. So very thankful. And these tanks have the coolest lighting mechanism ever. I've got some other videos already showing that off with all the lights in the room off. So we won't do that right now. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. All right, let's turn that light off before I forget. It is battery powered and it will die. Hey, see that back there? That's my invisible goldfish. Maybe we'll do a video on that soon. And you guys know Shaky, right? The bobblehead. Pretty cool. All right. Here is the Space Shuttle. We probably got half a dozen adults in here. This is one of the coolest looking SeaMonkey tanks. Except for one thing. Light can't come in from behind it. Right? You can see I've got these LED lights behind the tanks to help illuminate them so we can see these guys really well. Not only good for making content for YouTube like I'm doing right now, but when I sit at this desk for 40 plus hours a week working, I like to look at these guys. Now with this, it is very difficult to see them because you can't get light from behind the tank because it's opaque. I'll see if we can zoom in and see these guys. And I'll turn their light on too. Yeah, there's one. And there's not tons in here. Like I said, probably half a dozen or so. But they seem to be doing really well. There is a light on this tank. This button right here turns on a red light. That did help. Okay. Look by the magnifier so you can see some. There's a mating pair over there on the right. There's a couple more towards the top. This is definitely one of the coolest SeaMonkey tanks, even if visibility for the SeaMonkeys is not optimal. I like it. It's probably one of the most highly sought after tanks too. Alright, these aren't SeaMonkeys, but I like androids if you didn't know that. So we got an android collection up here. Alright, I've got two more tanks that I want to show you guys. Jumping over to the other table. Hey, remember I started a SeaMonkey Colony in a big vodka bottle that's shaped like a skull? I mean, look how huge this thing is. They're doing well. And all the SeaMonkeys in here are like red, which is interesting. And we've seen SeaMonkeys in lots of different colors. I mean, a lot of them are like off-white. You got this reddish orange color, like rust. I've seen green ones. I've seen ones with a blue tint to them, sort of brownish. But it's like almost all the ones in here are red. Now, this bottle was not made for sea monkeys. This bottle was made for vodka. And because of all the curves and stuff in it, it's not ideal for watching them. You know, it's sort of hard to see them. But when they're up here in the top of the head, sometimes we can see them better. There we go. Look at that. Looks like, I don't know, sparks, you know, in someone's brain. You know, when they show cartoons or in movies when your brain is active and you see the electrical impulses going through the brain. That's what it reminds me of. Sort of cool. So yeah, these guys are doing well. And they're all red. Weird, huh? Some people ask, you know, do I feed them different things? Not really. I feed them sea monkey food. There's a few different sea monkey foods out there. There is the Red Magic sea monkey vitamins, which is supposed to help turn them red. But when I do feed them that sometimes, but I feed all of them that, you know, so there's no reason I can think of why this tank would have more red sea monkeys than the others. Because if I'm feeding them Red Magic on a day, I feed all the tanks Red Magic that day. If it's the regular growth food, then they all get regular growth food. So, just sort of weird. And typically, you know, in other tanks, I'll show you the big one in a little bit. Oh, I forgot. I don't have just two more. I had three. I forgot that huge one. We'll look at that too. When we look at that one, you'll notice that you'll see more red females than males. And here, they all look red. Interesting, huh? All right. We've got this one right here, this green tank. This is an older Ocean Zoo tank that's got the old style projector lid. It's cool. It says Trans Science on the top there. And this projector lid shines into the tank like this. It's not built in like that movie theater one. I've got some videos showing that off, so if you want to see it, go back and look. But, yeah, we've got, I don't know, 15 adults in here? I don't really see any babies right now, but hopefully soon, right? Lots of algae growing. Again, I didn't scrape it off, sorry guys. But, hey, you can see I grow algae. And, you know, this came with the Sea Circus set. I think a lot of you guys know that I unbox everything. Look, yeah, I got sea monkeys and all these things. And someone told me, don't get rid of that box because it's cool. And you know what? It is. Even if I don't keep things boxed, I can appreciate nice packaging. So take a look at this. That's pretty sweet, right? Yeah. That aquarium came in here. Yeah. Really cool. All right, last one to show you is our really big tank. Let's go over to that one. Here we go. This one, I think it's easier to see in if we turn off the lights in the room. So let's do that. Hey, Google, turn off the lights in this room. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. This is a 16-gallon aquarium. I bought it at a local pet store last December with the idea to make a huge SeaMonkey colony. In January, I started talking to Trans Science to see if they could help me out, and they were able to help me. You know, I made a huge order with them, the largest in their history for an individual person. And yeah, we started the world's largest SeaMonkey colony. We've got a whole YouTube playlist just on this tank, so feel free to go dig through that if this interests you. Okay, remember how I was saying that the females look red and the males don't? Look at these mating pairs. You know, the female's in the front. She looks red. Male looks white. Right? Isn't that weird? I bet we'll see others that are like that too. Let's see. Yeah, a few more mating pairs. Look. The front sea monkey, the female, looks red. The male trailing behind her looks white. I don't get that. Weird, right? I think it's weird. It's okay, though. Yeah, I love this aquarium. I think it looks really cool. We got a lot of sea monkeys in here, all different sizes. before anyone asks, yes, I have a bubbler in here. I turn it off for the videos usually, just because it makes noise. It's easier to make videos without the bubbler going. But yeah, I love this aquarium. We've got a lot of babies in here right now too. I'm not sure if they're going to show up. You can see some of them right now. Look towards the top there. Those little specks. Those are baby sea monkeys. And you guys probably know if you've watched my other videos, we had to repopulate this tank like 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, something like that. You know, we basically started it over. We started over with a couple dozen sea monkeys, and it's been growing quite a bit. They're reproducing, and hopefully we'll get even more and more and more. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If anyone really watched that whole 20 minutes, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see, you know, how much of this you guys are watching. And I can look at the statistics and see the average, but I want to know who's watching. So, thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. It helps me out, and I appreciate it. So, have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.